Greetings to you, viewers. My name is Pastor Yvonne Chipindu. I am so excited with this word. You know, knowledge is power. You know, when Jesus sent his disciples, I want to be in their shoes. God sending me, Pastor Yvonne, go and preach to Chirezi and leave your pace. Because we believe so much in men. We believe so much in money. We are just like the world. We think it's impossible. God, it's not going to happen. What the disciples didn't know was that they had something that was more powerful than the earthly currency. They didn't know that what they had would trigger them and would attract the wealthy men to come to them and give them the money that they needed for them to preach. It is taking me way back. When I did my first crusade, I tell you, up until the very first day of the crusade, I didn't have the instruments. But God provided them for me just to show me that you've won. What I need from you is obedience. Go and do it and you will see if I will not provide for you. But unfortunately, the church of today, we are putting so much faith in men, in money, than in God. Repent. Believe in God because He is our provider. I need to take you to the scriptures. Genesis chapter 39 from verse 1 is talking about Joseph. There is something that we need to get there as children of God as we are living this kingdom. I need to read for you verse 1. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, the captain and chief executioner of the royal guard, an Egyptian, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had brought him down there. But the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a successful and prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. Okay, I want to take you back to verse 1. Verse 1 is telling about the men who bought Joseph. So Joseph was bought as a slave. We know a slave is powerless. A slave is cashless. He cannot do what he wants to do at his own time. He doesn't have the freedom. So the one that bought Joseph, we are told that he was an officer of Pharaoh. This man has got power. This man has got money. So this is the man that bought Joseph. And Joseph was taken as a slave. And verse 2 now is now telling us something. And the scriptures goes on to tell us that Joseph, because God was with him. I love that part. Because Jesus or God was with the disciples, they went on to preach without money, but they were well fed. They had a place to stay and sleep, and they come back with good results. So because God was with Joseph, I need to read it for you again. But the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a successful man and prosperous. I got you there. You think that when we are preaching prosperity gospel, it's about having billions, it's about having millions, it's about having trillions. No, it is about having God beside you. You are able to do the things that they cannot do with money. No, Pastor, it's about you having God, because what made him to be successful in prison, for crying out loud? What made him to be prosperous in prison? You are not allowed to have money in prison. No. You are not allowed to have silver and gold in prison. No. But when you are even with God in prison, things will turn around. I need to continue to read. Verse 3, and his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to flourish and succeed in his hand. Oh my goodness. So it is not your US dollars, madam. No. Say it is not your US dollars. It is God being with you, and you will succeed in everything that you do. You really love to preach about Joseph, but because you know that you need money from people, not knowing that if I had God, if I have this righteousness, I am able to attract money. I am able to bring change to people. We want to see pastors bringing change to the whole world like Jesus did. Children of God, we are not talking about money in this kingdom. We are talking about having God on your side. Because remember, I need to continue to read and then I'll expound. Verse 4. So Joseph pleased Potiphar and found favor in his sight, and he saved him. This was the slave that I'm talking about, with no US dollar, but powered with the Holy Spirit, but with God with him. And he pleased Potiphar. Unfortunately, Pastor Yvonne cannot please you because she doesn't have dollars. She doesn't have Lamborghini. She doesn't have a private jet. Because Potiphar was pleased by Joseph, by a slave who is wearing those uniforms. Jerry, he wasn't putting on a Louis Vuitton. No, he wasn't. But he was pleased. Potiphar was pleased with Joseph because he was with God, who made him successful, who made him prosperous. Connected to Matthew 6, verse 33, it says it all. Because Joseph had God, because if you have God, like I said, if you love him, you are living for God, you are pleasing God, and all will be added unto you. Look at that. God just doing his, he lives drama in your life. I am a slave. And the next thing, Joseph pleased Pharaoh's officer, someone who is next to the king. Because this man had God, not money. Children of God, repent. And he made him supervisor over his house, and he put all that he had in his charge. From the time that he made him supervisor in his house and over all that he had, the Lord blessed the Egyptian house for Joseph's sake. We have just read that a slave had found favor in the officer's presence, and he made him the supervisor. We are talking about the chairman of the organization here, who is this officer, and he has found favor to a slave. Okay, he is dreaming to have a merciful master. That's all. He's not even dreaming to find favor from his master. Remember, he's a slave. But now this slave who have God was made the supervisor, was made the CEO in Potiphar's house. So Potiphar was trying to say, when I am not around, Joseph is in charge. You are talking to Joseph in everything that you want to that slave. Why? Because he has got God with him. That's why he's successful. It's unfortunate, children of God, we underrate our God. Hatisi kuziva simba ratinofamba naro, because if we could grasp just that just by having God on our side, the whole world will be attracted to us. Everybody will be attracted to us. Presidents will be attracted to us. Even those geniuses, they will be attracted to us when we are living in the right way in this kingdom, like Joseph did. He never gone for training. He never gone for army training or whatever. I don't know the qualifications, but somewhere there. This boy is a boy who was favored by his father, and when his father sent him to his brothers, then that's when they decided to do all this for him. So he doesn't even have any training, but only carrying the favor of God that made him to be successful and prosperous. So, child of God, in order for you to be successful in your business, in your marriage, as a parent, wherever you are, as a pastor, you need to walk with God. And if you have enjoyed this message, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share. Until we meet again tomorrow, as we are still continuing. Stay blessed.